Aristotle says prayer gives strength to the weak, makes unbelievers believe, and gives courage to those who are afraid. There will always be effort and hope in someone will always praise and fight without giving up. How important prayer is in our lives. As in the family education philosophy, prayer is one of the methods discussed in that chapter. I, Naila Maulida, will deliver a speech from Nauman Ali Khan about Allah doesn't need you to pray. Nauman Ali Khan says, why does someone not pray? I'm not talking about you, my dear son, or my daughter. I'm not talking about you. But just let's ask the question, why does someone not pray? And there could be lots of answers, but Allah has His own answer to that question. It's a pretty scary answer. It's an answer he read in the beginning of the khutbah. He said, فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى. He didn't actually accept the truth, and did he pray. Allah says He was talking about disbelievers, and He said two things they didn't accept in this person doesn't accept the truth, and he doesn't pray. Interesting. So, if you say, if he didn't accept the truth, I would expect him to say, La saddaqa wa la amana. What that means is, something is missing in you accepting the truth about Allah. No. The child says, I believe in Allah. I'm Muslim. Yeah, you're Muslim here and Muslim in your head. But this truth is also for your heart. Something is you're not feeling how true this is yet. You're not feeling how serious yet. You don't realize what it is. Sometimes you know something, but you don't think about it. It's true. You know something, you don't think about it. And so, because that missing, that's why it becomes easy for me to miss prayer sometimes, and you don't miss prayer sometimes. That will happen because our heart becomes a little distracted, and that truth of this deen, the truth of who Allah is, that truth code in itself in the back of our mind, and we get distracted and don't Allah think about it. That's Allah says. So, Allah doesn't need you to pray. And even if you prayed, because telling you to, what are you gonna do? I'm praying for how are you going to make the intention? I'm praying for record because my dad won't get off my case. Allah Akbar. Allah even told us, the Prophet told us, actions have no value unless they have the right attention. Innamal a'malu binniyat. So, even if you did this action, but your intention was annoying, that's your intention, then it benefit me in a way, and it will benefit you in a way. The only one that can benefit from your actual sincere prayer is you. No, okay, fine. That's the answer to the question, why would someone not pray? Two more things to talk to you about. One of them is what's the purpose of praying, like what's the point, because you might think the purpose of praying is so you don't burn in hell. The purpose of prayer is because if you don't pray, Allah is going to hate you. The purpose of prayer is if you won't pray, you're just going to get punished, or you won't even be a Muslim anymore. And the angels will curse you and all this negative stuff. Allah didn't mention this purpose. The purpose of prayer is not to get away from something negative. The purpose of prayer is to turn towards something positive. That's the purpose of prayer. Do you know the difference between the student who's studying so they don't fail and the student who's studying because they love the subject? One student is studying because of something positive, the other student is studying because they're trying to escape something negative. An employee who loves their work, an employee who just doesn't want to get fired. They're doing the same exact job, but one of them is so happy, so filled with job, and one of them is so depressed and so miserable. Why? Because one of them is doing this to escape something negative, and the other one is doing it to go towards something positive. Allah in the Quran, when He told me about the prayer and why we should pray, what's the point of the prayer? He told Musa alayhi salam, this when he met him, he said, Aqimis salat li dhikri. Is make sure you maintain the prayer so that you can remember me. Maintain the prayer so you can remember me. I told you already my relationship with you is very limited, but your relationship with Allah started a long time before you even come in this world, and your relationship will continue with a long time after you even leave this world. And the relationship is worth remembering because every good things that comes to you comes from that relationship. Some good things come because I'm your dad. Some good thing, but all the good things that come to you only come to you because of that relationship. So, if you want all the positive things to say in your life, you must remember where all of the khair comes from, all the ni'mah comes from, all of the is come from, all of the guidance comes from. So Allah says the best way you can remember that is that Allah by prayer. The best way to remember Allah is the prayer Aqimis salata li dhikri. That's why you should pray. And finally, okay, that's why you should do it. But just because you're doing it for the right season, that not Allah. Allah says that not enough. There's some benefit to, there's some good things will come your way when you truly remember Allah. When you truly remember Allah the way He wants you to, and the way He wants you to do these prayers. If you can't do this, Allah in this ayah, He says prayer has the benefit of stopping you from falling into these that are indecent, because indecency is all around you and I, so cannot stop you from being exposed to it. Indecency is on your device, indecency at your schools, indecency among your friends, indecency is at an eat party when you're going to corner talking to your friends. Indecency will be everywhere. And every time you go toward indecency, your heart will get damaged. And Allah says, if you can maintain this prayer, it will prevent you from falling into indecency. And once you fall into indecency, then you become null. If you're breathing in pollution, at first you will cook, right? But if you stay long enough, you just get used to it. Well, indecency is like that when you are talking it long enough, it's not that big of a deal anymore. You feel like protecting yourself from it anymore because your immune system has gotten corrupt. Right, and then you're ready for even more toxic behavior, even worse things, wal munkar. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.